Hey friends, how's it going? Today, I'm doing a follow-up video on my pool installation. Kind of talk about why the things I did make this super easy to maintain and what you can do to make it so that your pool looks like this all the time as well. If you watched the previous videos, you saw some of the things we did to the pool to make it look like this, and I'll kind of cover those things really quick in this pool. And there's some super easy things you can do. The reason I recommend everything I'm gonna recommend today is because I've had to add 0 chemicals to this pool to get it to look like this. One of the first things I'd recommend for any pool is a sand filter pump. So this is a sand filter pump, and then you'll see these extra little things on there. That's a saltwater system. So we actually use a saltwater system in this pool to create the chlorine, and that's why I don't have to add anything to it. You may have seen my previous video about keeping your above ground pool looking good. So honestly, a lot of the things I do now are the same. That pump is the pump I used for that swimming pool. And this is the 24-foot by 12-foot by 52-inch deep pool, and that pump works amazing. That pump is no longer available from Intex, but I'll link below the current version of that pump that'll do the same thing. So for this pool, all we've had to do was set it up, fill it with water, and add salt. With this pool, it was like 8,000 gallons or so of water, I believe. And we had to add, I don't know what it was, a couple 100 pounds of salt. And then that's it. That's all we've had to do. And we've been using this thing for a couple of months now. For our setup, I do have a couple of different pool vacuums that we use. One's an automatic one that you just hook to the skimmer system and let it run by itself. It does a good job. If you let it run for like 3 hours, it'll get the entire thing clean. I also have one that I hook up to that skimmer and I use a pole to use to clean up the bottom. I like that one better because it doesn't take 3 hours to clean the pool. I can clean the entire bottom of the pool in less than 30 minutes and have it ready to go. So this is the vacuum that I use that attaches to a pole, and you clean the bottom. And the way it works is you hook your hose there, and then the other end of your hose attaches to your skimmer. The skimmer comes with a plate that goes in there. But the reason I like this is it's got all these nice little brushes on there. It's got these little roller balls, so it rolls along the bottom really good and brushes up anything that'll be on the bottom of the pool, and then it sucks it up through that hose and takes it right to your skimmer, which is really awesome. And then the other one that I use is the Vingley automatic vacuum that uses like an adapter that connects to the water return line to make it so it kind of jerks and moves along the bottom. It does really good. It works great, but it takes about 3 hours for that to clean the pool. And a lot of times I just want to clean it really quick and jump in. And like I mentioned, I don't have to add any chemicals to this or treat it or anything. When the pump is running, it's converting that salt into chlorine and coming directly into the pool. And you can schedule that pump to run 3 hours, 6 hours. It's got a little boost button so you can run it for, I think it's 12 hours. So when you first set it up, it'll convert a lot of that salt into chlorine. So you're ready to go. You can check it with your chlorine strips, make sure you have enough chlorine, and that'll determine if you need to run it longer or not. And really the only other tool I use is just this net so I can skim stuff off of the top of the pool before we jump in. The pool skimmer does a great job of keeping it clean for us, but it's usually like right when we're getting ready to jump in, we'll go through and get any bugs and stuff cleaned up right away that might be floating on the top that haven't gone through the skimmer yet. And although I like that Hayward skimmer, the wide mouth skimmer, I think it would have been much easier just to use the Intex skimmer that attaches to the sides and just sits in here and floats. And what you could do, which if I could go back and do it again, I'd probably get 2 of them and attach one to each of the filter water inlets right here. And I don't have a cover on these because I did use PVC to put hard plumbing on the pool. You saw in one of my other videos. But I think doing that Intex setup would have been easier to install and would have worked every bit as good as the Hayward skimmer that I am using. If you haven't done so, be sure to go down below, hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, leave me a comment. If you have questions about your pool, feel free to ask. I'll answer them as best as I can. I'm not a professional by any means, but I would say the pool looks good, and this isn't the first time I've done this with amazing results. Something else I really like about this pool, someone's going to ask about the salt water and corrosion and the pipes and stuff. Well, this pool The only exposed poles are on the corners right here, and this is where they slide when the pool moves and stuff. It's the only place where any poles are exposed. The rest of it is covered by the liner. So the chances of that corroding and rusting are actually very, very slim. If anything, these ends would probably rust and corrode, but we're talking it's going to be years before you even have to worry about that. If you really wanted to, you could always buy like Rust-Oleum paint and paint those to help protect them as well. But realistically, if you're using a cartridge filter system or you're adding your own chemicals, just add up the price of those chemicals over the course of 4 or 5 years. I could probably buy a new pool every 4 or 5 years and it would still be cheaper than buying all those chemicals and replacing those cartridges all the time. I must say though, after a couple months, this pool, 100%, I recommend this pool. 5 out of 5 stars. It's been a great pool. Go back, watch the other videos of it, but this thing's amazing. It's huge. It is a very, very large pool, and myself and my wife and all of our kids can fit in here and swim around without a problem. The only other thing I've really done to this pool, and I definitely recommend because it makes it super cool. It's daytime now, so I can't show it up, but I'll try to come get a video later. I ordered these LED lights off of Amazon, and I ordered a 4-pack, and they just have magnets inside that attach to the wall. You can see there's like a seal around there. These things will actually unscrew, and it just takes some AA batteries. On the inside of there, you can see 3 AA batteries, but this thing is waterproof. It has 16 colors. You can get it to flash, you can get it to strobe, or you can just pick a color and leave it there and it'll stay that color the entire time. So you've got a lot of options. Like I said, it came with a 4-pack and one remote will actually control all of them, and it makes this thing super cool at night. I'll come out and get a video tonight of the lights when they're lit up to add to this so that way you guys can see it. But again, something else I definitely recommend. It wasn't expensive, but it makes the pool look awesome. You know, and you can do all kinds of cool things to make your pool look awesome. You can put lights around the outside, lights on the inside. You can hang lights overhead, which we thought about doing, but we have lights hanging against our house. We got outdoor speakers. We can truly enjoy this thing all the time. I recommend everything I've used on this, even the Hayward skimmer, which I would do differently if I could go back, but I still recommend it. It has worked awesome. Just make sure when you install it, you pay really good attention to some install videos so it doesn't leak. Otherwise, you're gonna be doing all kinds of stuff to try to fix a little tiny leak. Ask me how I know about that. Without a doubt though, my most highly rated item for this pool is the sand filter and saltwater chlorine system. It's so easy to use, so easy to set up, and it's gonna make your life easier. You're not gonna waste hours and hundreds and thousands of dollars on chemicals. It's going to look like this all the time just by using that and a vacuum and coming out and using a skimmer on it once in a while. To make your life easier, you can add a skimmer to it. And again, just that on-wall skimmer works great if you don't want to do anything crazy. Otherwise, you do have to cut into your wall of your pool, and not everyone is going to be really comfortable doing that. Heck, I wasn't comfortable doing it, but I wanted to do it just to see what it was like. Like I said, it works. I would recommend it, but it's not for the faint of heart or those who aren't super confident in their skills of cutting a pool liner. So the easy way would be just to get one of the skimmers that attaches to the bar and just sits in the pool. Like I said, just a really quick update. I wanted to give you guys an update after a couple months of use. If you haven't, again, subscribe, like, leave comments, and until next time.